how to be more aerodynamic. In today's video, I'll be showing you some of the positions that you can adopt on a road bike to make yourself more aerodynamic. So let's begin with the default position first. I'm sure the position that most of us has gotten used to riding is actually the hoods. But if you're looking to take it up a notch, you can actually start riding in the drops. Now the drops is actually one of the easier aero positions to adopt compared to some of the other positions that we're going to discuss about today. Because in this position, you can still maintain a relatively straight elbow position. And when your body starts getting lower, a lot of your body weight actually have to be backed by your hands. So having your elbows in this straight position, it actually takes pressure off the arms. And if we're looking from the front here, what we're looking to achieve here is actually to have your shoulders in line with your handlebar. So if your handlebars are actually wider than your shoulder, it indicates that you might have a handlebar that is too wide. And what this will do is actually it will start creating a parachute effect, because when your bars are wider, it creates a much more bigger frontal area for you to catch the wind. So essentially, your body is acting like a parachute and slowing you down because it's creating so much drag. So the narrower the handlebar, the better it is actually. But something that you can do temporarily to fix this problem without spending money on a new pair of handlebars is to actually bring in your wrists. So this way it creates a much more narrower front end and will actually make you more aerodynamic. So moving on from this drop position, if you're looking to take it up a notch and make yourself more aerodynamic, you can actually come back up to the hoods and ride in this bent elbow position. Now in this position, what we're looking to achieve here is actually having a 90-degree elbow angle. And this position actually requires a lot more upper body strength to do so, because remember that the lower that we go, the more our hands have to bear our body weight. So if you have a strong upper body or strong core, you can actually take a lot of the weight off your hands and reduce the pressure in your hands. So again, if you view from the front, you probably notice that we're creating a much more smaller frontal area, because you probably notice that these aero positions are all based around one thing, which is to make your body much more streamlined. Because the more streamlined your body is, the easier it is for air to flow across your body. So that will in result reduce the drag that we actually generate. So in this position, to make ourselves even more streamlined, we can actually drop our head and actually bring in our elbows. And this is one of the most aero positions that we can legally go. Because yes, I know some of you probably seen other pro riders do this position where they put their elbows on a handlebar and mimic sort of a TT position. But this one I think recently was banned by the UCI. So if you're racing, this position is actually illegal. So try it at your own risk, but for today's video, I'll only be explaining about the drops and the bent elbow position. Now, both of these positions have their own pros and cons, but you probably also notice that both of these positions also have a lot in similar. So the pros of riding in the drops position is that you get a lot more control in this position. So if you're riding in crowded places where there's a lot of riders around you, this position is actually much more secure because your hands and elbows are actually protecting your handlebars. So it's a lot more harder for other riders to actually accidentally hook your handlebars. And also this position is the best for sprinting, because when you're riding out of the saddle in the drops, you can actually really lever and pull on your handlebars to generate more power. Whereas compared to this bent elbow in the hoods are really suited towards leading a group or when you're riding solo and looking to increase your speed. But the similarities of both positions is that you need to have a certain amount of flexibility in order to do that, because if your hamstrings are not flexible, either one of these positions will be really hard for you to actually sustain. And what we're looking to bear in mind here is also whether or not the position is sustainable, because if you can't sustain a position, eventually you will come back up to the hoods and start riding back the default position. I will also suggest that each time you finish riding, definitely incorporate some off the bike stretching or yoga to really increase the flexibility of your hamstring. And one more thing that you could also change is actually your cycling apparel. You probably noticed that cycling apparel are made to be a lot more tighter fitting and a lot more figure hugging. It's not just for aesthetic purposes, but actually function wise. It's meant to stick close to your body to again reduce that parachute effect and make your body more streamlined. The more streamlined we are, remember, the easier it is for air to actually flow across our body. So everything from your socks to your bibs to your jersey, even your helmet, all this can be optimized in order to improve your aerodynamics. So remember to choose your riding gear wisely, because whatever you choose to wear can actually have an impact on your aerodynamic, which will in result affect your speed. So that is really all I have to share for this video, just a little bit more about what you can do on a bike to make your position more aero. So leave a comment down below on what do you do to optimize your position to make it more aero, and also leave a like and share it with a friend if you found value out of this video. So that is all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.